Hello, 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 hello. Today we are going to talk a little bit about 808s and why the hell I do what I do with them. Okay, so first off, here's the beat we're working on. Right? Here's the 808s. Why do I have that big ass dump truck of a bump truck right there? You may be asking, what the fuck is that? Now, check it out. These bass notes are very weird on this beat. Specifically, it goes B, A, G, G, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. Those are the three main notes, and there's a D sometimes in there. So what I do is, usually when I'm looking at an 808, generally anything like B, maybe B flat, maybe A will be down on the lower octave. That's where I like them. Like A is kind of the lowest I'll go in the lowest octave. Well, actually, okay, I will say to any music nerds who can hear the notes, this sub bass I think is one step out of key. So that's just where I'm playing on there. Okay, that's just where I'm playing because it's one step out of key. I'm just playing it in key, whatever. So that's the lowest I'll go really is B, maybe A. So in this pattern it goes B, which is B, A, G, G, G sharp, or F sharp, sorry. Just bear with me. So when I do it, I generally go, I'll play the low octave on the B, and then come back up for the A, G, and the F sharp, and the D. Because that's kind of where I like it to hit, you know? Like, that's a little too much. Like, the 60 hertz, that's a little too much of of a high pitch for me, usually. When I like where I like my 808s. So I'll do that. And what I usually, and depending on where the 808 range is sitting, is where I will pick this bump right there. This crazy little freaky bump right here. Really depends on where it's sitting. So this one specifically is, as you can see, I like my kicks to punch. This one is not really the punchiest of 808s, but I kind of like where it's sitting. So as you can see, this is the most frequently used area is the G and the F sharp. The other ones are just. So what I like to do is look at where the low frequency bump is happening on the 808, which is right there. And as you can see, the front end of it is kind of where the punch is. It's actually more right there. So if I want more of a kick, I'll kind of bump up the 80 to like 120, as you can see. But if I want the sub to be knocking, you see what I'm saying? So it just really depends on where the range is. If we pitch this down a few steps, and we do, no, let's pitch it down like a bunch of steps, all right? So I just went from, the sample was at +2, and I just brought it down to -4. So instead of being like, it's going to be down 6 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's. And then I can utilize the different bump area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I got to do that on this first. I don't know why I did that. I think I hit the comma button while I was recording. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And also now this is too low. So we're going to bring that up an octave. An F on the lower octave, way too low. Way too low. So we'll bring that up by typing in here. This 2, this G sharp, too low. Like I said, A is usually as low as I like to go. So now that we're here, I'll probably adjust the bump. Now that we're lower. Right here, probably. Doesn't sound too bad. See, that might be a little much, so I might move it a little bit. So let's put it right back here. Let's put it right back to where it was. So now oh, I forgot. I have to undo every step. So now we're back to the original. And that's about where the original was as well, the original bump. So let's hear it again. And I'm just using an 808 from the official Ice Dancer kit. It's a blade rip squad thing. Oh, see, I'll move that up a little bit. Oh, wait. Do I have to move those back down? I might have to move those back down. Okay, that D is way too high. We can pull that down. I like to move up and down. See, that's pretty good. Give it a little more juice. Let's hear with the octave down a little bit. I octave down the loop here. This loop is also a mixture of Swindail's loop and some synths I added. Shouts out to Swindail. I'll shout out Swindail in the chat right now. I think he's streaming right now, so go follow him. See, it sounds really good. It sounds really boomy and a little bit too much, but that's where I like it. That's the sweet spot. Also, let me just say my 808s, this is my 808 chain generally. I put the 808 in there in this NNXT sampler. I usually use Skrrt sound pack 808s. You can go grab my sound pack now at youngskrrt.gumroad.com. You stay shout out, of course. I put a soft tube saturation 1 knob on here, about this much. I put a single compressor that's kind of limiting the ceiling. And then I put a second compressor that I connect to the Kong drums here, which is making the clap react. So if I click on the drums here, where's the drums? Am I on the drums? If I click on the drums, as you can see, the clap is ducking the 808. But at such a high rate that it's just gonna push it down, you know? Usually you do that with kicks. I don't really use kicks, I just use straight 808s. So this is pretty much all I ever do to my 808s is saturate it a little bit, compress it down, and then side chain it to the drums. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. That's pretty much my 808 mentality. Again, usually the A note is the lowest I'll go, but B is usually solid. And then everything else up an octave. And then once it gets to B, you can maybe drop it down every now and then. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope this little bit of information helped. You sculpt your 808s for the future and make that shit bang. See you later, Yung Skrrt. Right? There's the 808s.